Today is November 1st. I hope you guys enjoyed y'all Halloween. I hope those kids didn't pee on themselves for some of these scary masks we seen down here out on the streets. This is the Raw Lump. God dang it. The Mimi and Lump Show. You are correct. You got it right this time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
K.O. So you know, once again, we got a good show we bring it to you guys. I hope y'all are ready for it. I hope you're ready for it. Sis, how your week go?
It was all right, brother. A little slow for me. I did a lot of watching some videos, you know, karate stuff. We had some stuff going on. But it's mostly been the World Series for me. These Astros, they were doing well to get here, and now we're here and they scaring me because they losing, 5-4. But hopefully we can pull it out because I want them to come back to Houston so I can go back downtown and celebrate with the Astro fans.
Come on, Astros, y'all got to pull it out.
Let's get it. Come on, Astros. Do it for the H.
Yes. So, I go on here to kick it off for you. I did go to a karate tournament yesterday.
Absolutely, you did. Tell me about it, because I didn't make it.
Oh, let me tell you. Competition was live. My Texas State people, y'all better get prepared. Because if some of these people who was at state, some of the people that was at the event yesterday going to state, it's going to be live.
I can't wait.
Wayne, get ready. It's going to be live at your event.
That's what's up.
Mimi, I got to take your position for one of the divisions yesterday.
What you got? What you do?
I got to do the 5 and under female fight.
Oh, they excited.
5 and under female fighting, and I had at least 7 or 9 young ladies fight yesterday.
That's about the same amount of women we had in that open weight at Diamonds. Yes. About 9 to 11 women. So you telling me we have 5 and under right now and already 9?
Already 9 in the division.
And that's here in Texas.
That's just in the state of Texas.
Absolutely.
At one event, one house, we were under. But I had a young lady that probably stood about 1'7". She was gorgeous.
Oh my God.
Baby girl was so gorgeous. She had on all pink. She was beautiful.
Oh.
And of course, with those kids, I don't have to do my serious judging. I get more.
You help them out, motivate them.
Try to relax. There was a young lady from Family Connections. Her name is Savannah.
Okay.
And Savannah had her first 2 fights were against, of course, same belt, no problem. But the height and the experience you could tell going into the fight.
She had the better ability.
You can tell that she'd been to a lot more tournaments than these other 2. But her control.
That's good. At 5.
Her control. Maybe it's amazing. It's like you and I fighting with the kids, and watching her, and she's like opening up. Yeah, her mom was like, let them score, but it was like she was already gonna let them score.
Correct.
Her kick she controlled. One of the girls ran at her and she just put her leg up and just put it up there. And then she didn't even kick her. The girl just stopped.
That's
so
good.
I liked that. But that young lady that was stood 1'7", she threw 2 back leg stretch kicks. Boom, boom. I said, punch. And she kind of hit into that fighting stance, and she put her back hand up for the high block, and she threw the front hand punch and looked at me, and the look on her face was like that. And I said, no, switch it around. And she just with the punch in the air. The girl standing right there, Savannah was standing right there like this.
Trying to let her hit her.
But she never knew how close she was to Savannah, so she was just like...
She was more concerned that she was trying to do what you told her to do.
And she did. And down here, we only give away medals for first, second, and third. But I tell you what.
She earned herself.
My whole division, any division I judged, if they had more than 4 competitors, that was y'all fault. Y'all didn't have enough medals. I was giving them kids those medals.
They deserved it.
They deserved it.
Absolutely.
We don't know who will pull the first fight. we could pull the best in the division the first fight, and this only be our second tournament.
Right.
And I tried my best. Why don't I deserve anything?
Absolutely.
Why can't I receive anything? Back then we used to get the little finalist ribbon.
Right.
You know?
The award or something to show.
To show that you
and
did
at
well.
5, that's all you want. That's like winning the
Yeah,
Olympic medal.
When I put that third place, second place, first place on those 3 young ladies, I looked at that young lady and she was damn near in tears.
Because she was the one that was
I looked on that table and I probably saw about 6 more third place medals up there.
That's right.
Hey,
your fault.
You step up, you step up, you step up. And then and she was the last one I gave it to. I said, you thought I forgot about you, didn't I? I did.
Absolutely.
I said, I don't care if I had to fight today to give you a medal, you was gonna get one today.
Absolutely.
That was so amazing. And then Vito came over and he was like, dude, you're fucking amazing with these kids.
Absolutely.
Just the energy you're giving them, Willie. I said, man, I need you to judge this one fight. I need a break. I'm sweating. These kids.
You put in that effort, that love, that passion.
And and I have a daughter in that age group.
Becoming a parent does change.
It changes.
It does.
So a big shout out to that division. I really didn't get to see a lot of the older black belt divisions.
Well, how was the adult fighting? Any
adult
women?
fighting.
Any women?
No women. Zero
No
women.
women.
I damn near had hit them with the Joanna man up in that thing.
You know you look like one anyway.
Joanna man in that thing real quick. Joanna.
You look like a jack-o'-lantern. Halloween face.
What?
You're so silly.
You know it. No, one, I got to see somebody I haven't saw since an injury occurred a few years ago. Mm-hmm. That was Mr. Davidson, Charlie Davidson.
Right. Okay, I remember Charlie. I used to train him.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
His brother used to play for the Bengals.
The
Cincinnati.
Bengals, the Dolphins.
Yeah, he played for a couple teams.
He played for him.
James
Davidson, if you guys want to know who.
He actually competed. Some people may remember him. He competed a lot. They used to compete, as juniors. They fought with the Schumann from the
Top
Guatemala
team,
team,
yeah.
top team. They sparred with a lot of people. So some of you should remember that name.
What was that? 14 or pregnant?
Okay, 2014, yes.
So 14, Yellow Rose International.
Correct.
Charlie and I are the last fight for the overall. I promise you guys, if I could go back and rewind, I'd rewind and I wouldn't even throw the kick.
Do it all over again.
I'll take the kick away, just to show that wasn't my intention. But I ended up hitting Charlie with a jump back kick in the eye. And it really, really messed his eye up. He had to have.
I think that was just, how do you say it? Bad timing. And when I say bad timing, you were already jumping and he went for a underneath body. And, he's tall and long and explosive. And to hit the level of him kind of going down to get underneath, thinking you were going to go with a punch when you jumped in. I stood there and I watched it like, oh my God.
And, my first thought was he'll never compete again. Especially hearing about 9 eye surgeries. 9 eye surgeries. That's why some people don't really understand how dangerous our sport is compared to the UFC and everything else. So we punch and kick too, so techniques can land anywhere if you don't have on the real equipment, face masks and stuff like that. But I never thought he'd compete again. And then this year, Charlie's been getting back out there. I haven't saw him all year at no tournament.
He's a new father also.
7-month-old young daughter. I told him congrats.
Yes, I see him on Facebook.
And he lives in San Antonio now.
Okay, all right.
I think he's training with TJ now. That's good for him. But just to see him, and I didn't even get a chance to walk over to him. Willie, and it was like, wow.
They are great people.
They are, and to be able to have that conversation with this man, knowing that I'd probably cost him thousands of dollars into surgery, thousands of dollars of medical bills, him, his parents, his brother, to be able to conversate with him and hell, act like it never happened.
Right. Because what's inside the ring is inside the ring, and what's outside is outside.
Yes.
And he knew it wasn't intentional.
Oh yeah. He did win the overall yesterday. Congrats. Although you only had a 20-second fight, Charlie.
20 seconds?
20
he knocked
seconds.
out someone.
No, he did not knock out anybody. It was a incidental injury that occurred.
Okay. Houston.
He was fighting lethal for Hernandez.
Excuse me, pause 1 second, sir. The Astros are now winning 7-5.
They better hold that lead.
We trying.
They better hold that lead, otherwise they gonna get their ass slapped.
Yes, they got it.
For one, it was 4. We had 4 adult men, no seniors.
Okay.
I didn't compete. I behaved and literally kept my shit in the car.
Yes,
the
sir.
asked PA, because when I walked in the tournament, everybody was like, "Willie, I know you fighting." No, not today.
Not today.
I really just went down there to do some coaching and really just do some looking around and scouting, and some motivating a little bit.
Karate, we love karate.
I love the hell out of it.
I
And when I'm not really fighting, I don't mind judging the adult men. When I am fighting, I don't want to judge no adult divisions. Really not even too much black belt divisions. I'd rather play with the underbelts a little bit. But
they're more exciting anyway.
they are.
Sometimes black belts, adults, we whine too much. It's like playing against LeBron James, whiny babies.
I'm really gonna write a rule book for coaching rules. Cause I tell you, people talk about I hackle people.
Heckle, yes.
Hackle, fuck heckle, hackle people.
I know I heckle. I heckle or harass.
I got harassed. I got violated yesterday too.
It happens.
It does.
It happens.
And
You can never make everyone happy.
And you know what? I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I know me at times. I'd be just like you.
It's like the roles are reversed. You have to have compassion.
I'm talking about you, Matt. That ass white boy.
Sandoval.
Matt ass was on me yesterday.
I love that boy. That's my brother.
If nobody know, TKO, our point fighting rules for pretty much 17 and under and under black belt adults is 2 judges. You literally only get 2 judges. It is one of the most difficult things to try to compete with going on. I can't stand that shit at all because it causes conflict after conflict after conflict. Especially if you get one of your judges not to move. If they stand statue in one position, it's gonna keep a conflict going on the entire fight. So you know me. If you say stop or point, I'm gonna stop the fight, whether I call or not. So Matt was getting irritated. Like, why are you stopping the fight if you're not gonna call it? Because that man said point.
I understand. And you wanted to confirm.
He might have been wanting to tell me it was a foul. He might have wanted to say it was out of bounds. I stopped the fight. So if that goes for anybody, if it was 5 judges in the ring, 3 judges in the ring, if it was just me in the ring, and I wanted to bring them back to the center, I'm gonna stop the fight. You don't always have to expect it when the judge says stop that it's gonna be a call.
Right.
We got so used to having that, but when you got judges in there that's more worried about the safety, worried about the kids, making sure this kid's not having
more than just scoring a point.
Yeah, just scoring a point. You're gonna stop the fight a lot. I stop the clock a lot. I get more time back on the clock than it was on the clock. And it's just the fact that I don't know what it was when it stopped, but hey, I know.
And if there's an injury or something to where someone gets a good shot, I'll give them more time than they need.
For sure.
Because you know what? In the same situation, I need a little help too. I might need a little extra time.
Yeah.
So don't just be anal with me when it comes to, you got 10 seconds and you're over 1 second. It's always good when you can be compassionate and understand that you were once in that situation.
Because you get to have the shoe on both of your feet.
Yes.
Meaning
It's
that
no
you get that to work
fun.
for you, and then it work against you as well. So you got to have that same energy you had when it worked for you.
Absolutely.
Ain't no fun when
a rabbit got the gun.
K.O. Boom.
Boom.
Yes. So, yeah, we're gonna just hallelujah on that one right there. Yeah. So, we had division lightweight. Lito Hernandez was by himself.
Okay.
Middleweight, we had Cesar Hernandez. That's Lito's older brother.
He fights?
He put his gear on. He put his gear on yesterday.
I did not know that. That's a surprise to me.
And he had his woman there.
Let me ask you this: Is the brother older? I'm sorry, not older. Is the brother good or consistent as Lito, or is Lito better?
Well, we don't know because we only see Cesar fight at one event, so I can't compare them that way. Yeah, I got to train with them through closed doors, but I'm not gonna get that to the open doors. You feel me?
Okay,
but
I feel you.
I'm not gonna say he's
I can't recall ever seeing that man fight.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
not
telling
a
me
scrub.
something?
He's not a scrub.
I would think
But
so.
you know, Lito has gotten more experience in the last 2 years than Cesar has.
As far as competing and doing his own
training wise, traveling, the whole works of that. So, but it was good to see him out there. No joke. It was about time for him to come out. and start competing here because he's damn near at every event with them anyway. He's in the middleweight division, which that's kind of an open division. Since Chad's been injured, since Black Sean's not there, since who else am I thinking of?
You men have so many divisions, and you guys battle so many times.
So much. J-Dog wasn't there, you know, for that middleweight, so it was kind of open. But it's this one guy from Bushido.
Okay.
I've been watching him, and
that Bushido's the one from San Antonio.
Bushido is from San Antonio.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He's a nice, respectful, polite guy.
His family is wonderful.
Yes.
We didn't make it to the event this year, and that's just because we got a lot of San Antonio events that go on.
Absolutely.
And they back to back pretty much. It's like,
yes. We'll be back next weekend.
Yeah.
It's one reason I didn't want to go this weekend.
We will be back next weekend. Yeah, I sure will be back down there next weekend.
Yes, absolutely.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
I
So they
can't
better
wait.
but next weekend is lab work. It's not tournament work, it'll be lab work.
Yes, understood.
So if y'all guys want to get to the lab, you guys gotta get in touch with the person that's gonna bring the teachers to the lab.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I'm gonna tell y'all. God is good. Yes, He is.
Yes, all the time.
No, but Lito won. So you had Cesar fight a guy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, his name is Devontae.
From Bushido.
Bushido.
Okay.
Devontae had done grappling earlier. I watched him over there. He got me in over there, and then he done traditional forms. Is what he did win traditional forms.
Okay.
Dope. Congrats for that. Hell, he got him with triple crown, really.
Really?
Really. No weapons, but it was MMA. So he had an MMA, a forms, and he got a division.
His point fight.
His point fight division.
Well, congratulations to you, sir.
That was one hell of a fight, though. Him and Cesar did have a great fight, and once again, I got to be up in it.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
So what did Cesar do? Tell me about what he did. Is he a blitzer? Is he a kicker?
He was hesitant.
Okay.
You could tell he was trying to get the cobwebs off. But I'll say he's 60-40.
And when you say
that's all
ratio of what?
Ratio of 60-40, meaning that if we're going to choose one as a punch and one as a kick,
okay.
he's 60-40.
Okay. That's not
but
bad.
Davante had a beautiful leg on him. He was placing his kicks where they needed to be. It's not too many people I see throw counter-round kicks.
Accuracy.
And score with that shit.
A counter-round kick.
Counter-round kicks. I give you two people off the top of my mind.
Jamon.
A little bit, but no. Ryan McGriff.
Okay.
And Red.
Yes, Red definitely can do it.
Ryan McGriff and Red are the two people I have been able to see. While you're pumping round kicks, they're going to throw a round kick.
Red does his off an angle. Like he can do that too.
Yes.
And switch. Yes. Ryan McGriff, his leg was weird. So I can imagine
and it
the way
used to come downward,
right.
so it always came over the other person's.
Okay.
Yes. So to watch him throw three beautiful ones to the back of the head.
Gotcha.
To the back of the head and hit him in the back of the head, not in the neck, not in the shoulder, not in the back, the spine,
all
the
three
ass,
times.
all 3 times.
Wow.
So then we got the heavyweight. Charlie Davidson was by himself. We got the 3.
Okay.
I'm over here putting the papers together, getting 2 X's to fight. You're not gonna get it. I'm folding the papers up. Somebody walks over to me and say, "Hey, who running this ring?" I am. Okay. Well, look, I'm finna get ready to run the center. I'm not gonna say no names. Cool. Run the center. I get a corner. Leo, which that's Vito's nephew. Stay your ass in this corner. We're gonna make sure this shit goes fair. Bam, boom, flip out. We have Lito defending Devontae for his brother, Cesar.
Okay.
So
and this is the final fight.
This is the first fight of the final 3.
Okay. All right.
Charlie Davidson got the bye.
Jesus.
The first clash that they had, Devontae threw one of the hardest fucking D-side kicks I ever saw host up, if I'm not getting hit with. It was so solid. It was body shivering. Lito took it like a man, though.
In the adult division.
He took it like a man, but I knew that shit hurt him. I felt his body when it.
What did Lito do? He tried to blitz him?
He tried to blitz.
Back this?
No. He just took his hand up too high and it was kind of going behind. Really trying to catch him with the center.
The tomahawk.
Yeah, the tomahawk.
That's why. What do I do with that? What do I do?
Barbecue me a rib, baby.
If nobody don't know me, I'd rather jam your sidekick or your foot with my elbow. Sometimes you men need to fight like us ladies, and you might protect yourselves a little bit better.
Hey! I know how to cut through the elbow.
You do.
I got a sharp foot now.
You absolutely do, because you hurt.
Blade Brown.
That's it. I have to make sure I sharpen my elbow for you.
So they fighting. You can tell Devontae burnt a lot of energy because everything he was throwing was hard, but it wasn't malicious. You know, if you know what I mean. Like,
yes, sir.
You know, everything
solid,
and he was
right.
Trying to score.
Yes, sir. Understood.
He burned some energy. Lito did end up pulling that fight out. So
was it close?
It was close.
What?
It was, but I think it was close because Lito was not on that gas, like really for real. I think he underestimated that man.
And sometimes, especially, I'm not taking anything from Lito as a fighter, but being young, inexperienced in that adult division, sometimes it takes a little more time to get a feel of what you do. But him pulling it out and winning shows that he can do it and will do it. So
now he got to fight the bull.
Davidson. You got to fight Charlie.
Man, let me tell you, I like Charlie.
I love Charlie.
I'm gonna tell you why I like his fighting style, because he's so fucking aggressive.
Charlie came from Mike Tucker, and this is what I remember from my own, and I'm gonna give you a little history about Davidson real quick. Of course, I'm older than he and his brother because I am older than everybody.
Yeah, they're like around Chance Christian age.
They are from Mike Tucker. Mike Tucker was from Texas City. He passed years ago, and I believe it was cancer. Okay. But he also had like one or two other students that used to fight with my instructor's wife, Jennifer. Her name was LaDonna Dawson, and there were a couple others. After their instructor passed, they started to train. I want to say first they went to D.E. Chambers, and then to get a little bit more, I think they even went to Al Garza. And that's just what I think, and I'm not saying it's right or correct, but over the time period of what I remember. And each time they went to get help or gain more experience, progress, you could always tell, because what they both, James and Charlie, had was no fear. I'm coming. No matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, you're gonna know that I was here. And that is like that Texas fighter. That's what we do. Win, lose, or draw. You're gonna know that you fought one of us. Because in general, we are fighters and we're coming. That's why I get sidekicks so many times. That's why he is, like you said, aggressive the way he comes. He has his style. We have our own style, but he comes from a great background of fighters. I just want to say that.
For sure. So, of course, Lito, who's getting welcome to the men's, he's a rookie. Yes. This is his rookie year. Yes. He's getting some welcomes to the men's division.
And I bet Charlie looked at him like he was drooling and it was raw meat.
Ma'am, I was in the corner. I wouldn't have wanted to even be in the center at that moment when they had to bow in. He probably had that look that Evan used to have.
I love it. I missed that.
Only thing he didn't have was the drool falling. But the look was
He's professional with it.
Do you know who I am, boy?
No.
You have came to the principal's office and I'm finna paddle your ass.
I'm interested to know if Lito did know who he was standing in front of, to even know that Charlie has some history.
His known was he saw Charlie fight Chance twice this year. This year.
Oh, so Charlie, this wasn't his first time back?
No, ma'am. That's
Where did they fight?
He fought at Gypsy Open and...
Weren't we there?
Gypsy? No.
Oh, we went to J-Dog's wedding.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, now I got you.
He fought there, he fought Chance, and then he has fought somewhere recently, too. San Antonio. I don't know whose it was, but...
Well, we weren't there.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have never guessed. I had no idea.
That's why I was in shock, but he is going to state.
Charlie
will be at state.
I will be at state this year.
That's okay.
You got my back.
I will be at state this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I will be there again.
We're going to have a good show after we get back from wherever we're going to be.
I may have to start the show before the nighttime final start. Woo. Just to get some shit popping and cracking.
Go live on them, brother. Go live.
We already know we can do that.
Get it.
We can do that for them out there. But those two fought, started the fight. So I told Trav that I wanted to do a debate.
Okay.
And one of my debates that I sent Trav was, should judges sit or should they stand?
Okay. What do you think?
If you want to be my debate person, hell, I'll tell you what I think.
Yes, sir.
But my honestly opinion is, and
I think we agree on it.
Of course, you know it. Mine is for them to stand.
Absolutely. Move.
And when you stand, you don't have to stand in the middle of the damn ring.
Give them space.
Like it's like stand like you would be if you were sitting in that chair. You wouldn't want to be in the middle of the ring when you're sitting in that chair. Your ass be ready to jump off the chair and get off the stage, or move out the way so that people can run over the chair.
What I want to tell them is when you judge, you should practice social distancing.
For sure. At the beginning of the fight.
Watching, judging, move your feet, stay within or on the outside of
Everybody,
that 6 feet.
if I'm fighting you and I'm moving towards my left, then all the judges need to be rotated to their left.
Correct.
If you're moving to your right, then all they need to be rotated.
Or separate so you can let them pass and get a different angle or a different view. Yes,
the
sir.
center judge needs to be, on his feet for sure, because he's going to be the person that has to make a difference in the call on what happened first, what was seen first. So he can't be always on one side, just facing the video, just facing the timekeeper.
Correct.
Because you have to shift over.
Correct.
But when he shifts, that means everybody else in the ring had to shift.
Absolutely. This is a debate you and I can't debate because we agree with each other.
But I tell you what, they can bring me a debater on here. I won't give them all the pros and cons to it.
I'm interested to know, is there anyone out there
Yeah, it's a lot of lazy people out there that wouldn't mind.
No, wait. Now, listen. When you say there's a lot out there, you're saying a lot of inactive, old school, or are you saying it as active people, good fighters, competitors now that should do better? Because from my point of view, what I've seen is the old school fighters, like, I'm not saying that they can't move for physical reasons, but what I'm saying is they're still doing it the old style manner, which means stay in your corner and call what you see from that space.
Can I ask you something? What was your first national tournament? Like national?
National? Like way back when?
Yeah.
I would have slapped you for that.
No, because I want to ask you about the finals. Because what I remember, 96 Bluegrass, 97 Bluegrass, those are my first big nationals.
I'm way before
yes,
that, brother.
Those judges stood.
No. What I remember, and if I had to go on a underbelt, which I remember because it was when I saw Linda Denley lose to Mitzi Tyler, and that was at Al Garza's at the Astrodome, the Texas Challenge.
Okay.
I was probably a red belt or a brown belt, and I want to say a brown belt. And they sat in chairs in the corner.
Really?
Yes.
With the flags?
Yes, sir. They did. If you go back on Black and Blue, some
yeah,
that are on the web now, I still see them. Either they're sitting in the corners or they're sitting down off the stage, but you see the flags.
I just remember standing. I just remember a lot of standing.
I think it depended
and
on.
I just feel like it's more safer because the sitter, for one, I just seen Dewey Earwood get ran over.
Okay, I've seen a lot of people. I've been run over.
I've seen Dewey Earwood stand up there on the stage with his team and judge.
Absolutely.
Danger zone.
I've seen people that had.
I've seen judges see that you're getting ready to run into them and get up out the chair and let you go flying through the chair off to the
So
floor.
you're saying it as in the judges can sit but help protect you?
Don't sit.
Or are you saying stand and not have the chair at all on the stage or in the finals or part of the fight?
Plan B.
Okay. So the chair and the standing go hand in hand?
Yes.
No chairs with standing?
With standing.
I got you. Yes, sir. I agree with you.
I feel like it'll play a lot of rules. It'll play a lot of bias. Things will start to go away.
You think so?
I think so.
I think after we saw some things in the team fighting and men's on stage at Diamonds, they stood and it didn't take away the biases.
It did. Did
So
they stand?
they stood, sir. When I walked in,
No, they were sitting.
Sir.
Ma'am, you and Hakeem and
No. When we walked in for the men's fighting, After we got food at the bar, excuse us guys, just want my brother to remember what we saw when they walked in.
Same, it's raw. Y'all gonna get it like we give it.
We had just ordered food at the bar. We had finished our drink. When we walked back in, they were doing and finished up. We saw Jack Belton, and they had just said that they had lost. And when we walked,
the hallway.
yes, sir. And when we walked in that back door, all those judges were standing, and they stood specifically in the corner.
And you know, so crazy. I also remember them sitting because when we were waiting on you guys to come up and do the overall.
That was night. You're talking nighttime.
Oh yes.
I'm talking daytime. Then.
Okay.
That's what it was. I'm talking eliminations that was in the daytime on the finals. Yes.
But see, that's what I'm saying. They stood then, so why you get to the finals and you're gonna sit
Have
now?
them sit.
Yeah, and now this is
Well, thankful the virtual fight tour, my boss Jesse and our sponsor, he allowed us to stand for the virtual fight. He said he wanted to make sure that we as judges got to see or needed to see what we needed to. We asked him, should we sit? Should we? He said, I want the best judging possible. You guys stand, you decide. I want to stand. So
it falls on y'all.
And I when I say I want to stand, my standing is literally moving around the ring like I'm fighting. Because depending if you're open stance, I want to be on the open side because that's where most of the things you throw are going to come. If you're closed stance, then that's when I move the most because I want to see things or try to see things on both sides. I don't want to be specifically on Jimmy Bob's perfect side or his best side, and vice versa. I want to do it in a manner, and this is for myself. I fight one side, but judges that move, that can see my front side versus my back side versus their side, to me is a better judge. Even if they can be inconsistent, because sometimes when you are moving, the angle that you are moving and the way you see things, still, I bring this up every time when we were judging the women's, and I didn't call the head kick on
the axe kick.
Yeah. No. Well, that one too, but I mean the round kick.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the way I was trying to cut back to get a better angle, and at that exact moment, I thought it hit the shoulder, the back of the neck, and the other judges said no, and even afterwards.
But because I jumped up and screamed, and the crowd went crazy, you supposed to call it for me.
No, I was not. I called what I saw, which was nothing at the time. And then afterwards, it's just what I wanted to say. Well, did you see it? Yes. The judges said, yes, I called it. I said, okay. And then even some of the spectators who are fighters and judges, I trust their opinion. Even you were like, no, sis, that hit.
The axe kick, yeah. I thought that it hit. And when you broke it down,
because of my exact moment to where I angled to get out of the way, I had a perfect, direct, straight shot.
Measurements.
And
like you said,
when
this was NBL.
When Brianna threw that axe kick at Morgan, I still saw through the kick, her foot, let me say this, her foot not making contact with Morgan at any means meant there was a gap.
So you're telling me that you could have put your fist straight through there?
Maybe even not a fist. I said that kick was within, if it was NBL, I would have called it because it was with the 3-inch rule.
See that?
There was enough to where I could see the light and the wall, the door, the spectators on the other side that it didn't make contact. This is not NBL rules. Now, if you change it and say come within 3 inches, I would have called it. That kick, the axe kick that Brianna threw on Morgan, I did not call it because to me, it didn't make contact. I've had some people say, her headgear shift. Or her mouthpiece fell out, or something someone said that, well, no, it touched her. I'm telling you, whatever she did, that kick, when she threw it, it did not hit her. Now, maybe that headgear was shifted by Morgan. Maybe it shifted on her own. Maybe she hit her with something else in that head.
Maybe she tried to put her hand up.
Yes, something to where it made that headgear shift move. But the axe kick that I was looking at to call did not touch her. And I would stand behind that call if I had to do it again. I still wouldn't call it in the same situation, same circumstances. That kick did not hit her.
I heard some people fussing.
And people always gonna fuss.
Not this tournament I just went to, but maybe prior to the last 2 tournaments.
Okay.
I want your opinion. I want your honest opinion.
Yes, sir.
Going to a tournament and you are willing to help with the tournament with your specialties, judging, shit, pretty much running your ring from beginning to end without the arbitrator having to come over and pat you on the tail to help you get going. None of that. So when you do things like that, what I'm not going to say you should be given anything, but
first of all, I don't expect anything because if I'm judging, I'm doing it because I want to.
Okay.
I love karate, or let me say this: I wanted to run faster. It's running slow. No one's helping. I'm willing to help. So those are, first of all, the main two reasons I will judge.
Now, judging, you're there to coach and compete.
Okay.
Talk to me. What would you expect? Would you expect to still pay full price for your coach's band and your entry fee, and you're still going to help determine because you want it to be done with faster?
Oh, I see what the question is.
Oh, I'm going deep with this shit.
Let me make sure I'm understanding your question. So are you asking me if I go to number one compete, also to coach my kids, am I supposed to judge or am I supposed to pay to judge?
Yeah, so if are you supposed to judge, and are you supposed to have to pay for full price your coach's pass, full price for your entry fee to help judge?
Oh, I see. No. First of all, if I'm there to compete and coach, judging gets out the question.
That's
I have
not a priority.
I don't have enough time to focus on my kids that I want to coach or need to coach business wise, and then personally, I'm switching over. We normally don't get enough. We get about 5 minutes sometimes to get dressed,
If that.
change clothes, get warmed up, and then bam, you're up to fight.
If that.
So no, judging doesn't come in for me unless one, and this is more lately because I haven't been competing, but if I'm there to coach kids or coach you, that still comes first before judging. Now, if I go to a tournament just because I want to, like you did yesterday, or I go because I just want to go and be a part of the tournament, I don't want to have to pay a spectator fee and then you ask me to judge. If I judge, I should enter your tournament as somewhat of an employee, which means you should charge me. Because technically, if you charge me to spectate and then I help you judge, I'm paying you to judge.
Yes.
And I don't want to do that because I came to the karate to give back. And my giving back is not to put extra money in the promoter's pocket.
That was my next thing.
If I want to go and I want to give back to karate, I'm going to give back to the competitors, to the kids, to the fighters that are trying, even forms. You know, I'm not great at forms. I love it because it's a part of karate, but anything I do will be towards them, not the promoter, especially if you're literally charging me to come in as a spectator and then you have the audacity to ask me to judge. If I decide to judge, it should be my choice. It shouldn't be you going, hey, Miss Regina, come over and judge. No, sir, my wristband said spectator, not employee, not judge, not coach, not anything but what I paid to get in for. And that's just my opinion.
Y'all heard that? I like that. That girl be giving y'all business with that shit. Wait. Y'all heard that?
That's just me and my opinion.
No, yeah, for sure. You know, I definitely, because I had a few people ask me, and I was kind of like, I really wouldn't want to pay and judge. I feel like that's a smack in my face. Like,
now, if you let me in, or I don't pay to get in, and I sign like the black belt sheet, the first thing always what I put on the black belt sheet is fighting only. And we've talked about why I only want to do fighting only.
And for sure, Wayne sticks by that.
Yes, and I respectfully appreciate everyone that listens to what I am willing to judge. Now, again, if I need to judge forms, I would like it to be something that is neutral, taekwondo, traditional, or even a creative, so I can just look at your technique in a creative manner. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help the tournament run, but my specialty, everybody knows I'm a fighter, and I will only prefer to judge fighting.
We'll run the shit out the ring.
I will run every fighting division back to back, if you give me every last one in that ring and nonstop keep going. I might need a potty break, and I might need a bottle of water, But as long as you give me every fighting ring with good judges, and if I can pick my own, and I'm not picking them because we're biased and we call the same calls. I pick my judges because I know that they are consistent, they're active, and they're going to stand behind it. They won't get bullied. They won't get awed. Oh, wow, two. They're not going to call it just because the crowd said they called it or should call it. So if I could pick my judges and have good judges, then I'll run every fighting division you have from white belt all the way to seniors.
Yeah, I'll sit there. I wouldn't help her judge. Cause she'd be so damn excited. And look, I just like to laugh and be like, "You're silly." And hear the parents be there and they be so excited. Like, some parents be like, "Oh shit, this Saturday morning baseball game. Here we are going to go to a karate tournament. We're gonna be here at 6 o'clock in the evening. My kid's not gonna compete to 12 and 3."
Right, a big gap.
But I've been here since 8. So to see some of them parents, you can see in their face, and when we get up there and enlightening them parents just come sit at the ring, they just be like, "Look at her."
I've had some great parents
her.
come up. I've also had some that almost wanted to jump me in the bathroom.
For sure.
I've almost had those, but let me say this. Once, whether I've talked to them first or they've talked to me first, it also became a look of respect. And I want to say this it could be a man or it could be a woman, because it has been on both sides of parents that whether they knew me or not, they had their own opinion because that's their child or that's their student from their school.
Great.
But what I can actually say that once we as adults, I don't even want to say that all parents are black belts or their instructor, that I've been going through that with any black belt. I want to say as adults, if one of the sides, me or that other side, has been willing to talk, afterwards communicate, get an understanding, for the most part, it's always come out positive.
Good.
Always. And I'd say 85 to 90% positive.
Good.
And that's because they understood why I did it, or I understood why they did what they did. And until we did that, it may be that, well, I'm going to stay over here, or I'm going to stay away from her, or I'm going to do this. But for the most part, when we've talked about it, and it's been, I've gotten some great reviews, and then even from the parents. I've always considered some parents as soccer parents or the obnoxious parents. You're living through your children.
Yep.
Sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes I don't know the backside of their story to understand why they're like that, for whatever reasons, whether it's the parent, whether it's the child. Sometimes it takes me also in general to walk over and say, "Excuse me, mom, dad, sir, ma'am, this is why I did this. This is what the reason I did this is how it happened. This is what I believe." And then vice versa. They've walked over to me and I'm like, "Uh-oh, here comes the parent that's trying to kill me." And no, "Excuse me, this is such and such, this is such and such. We talk about it, well, this is why I did this, because they're this way, or they've come a long way, or they need me to help push them to give them that extra oomph." Every time you talk and at least express your reasoning, if it's worth it, it can come out in a positive manner as long as you have the cool heads.
Oh, yeah.
You don't start going back and forth, woman and woman, I'm trying to be the bigger woman, or the man going with the testosterone. If you can talk and communicate with cool, neutral heads, I think that you can come up with almost any solution. You can't make everybody happy, but you can at least compromise. And I want to say I've been able to do that after judging, especially here in the last year or so.
It was a battle yesterday too, for forms, grands.
Okay, what kind of battle?
It was a male versus female battle.
I bet you the female smoked.
Lady, go!
Bow!
Bow!
You lying?
There was something going on. What happened? Tell me about it.
Big shout out to one of my other brothers who decided to pull his jersey out of retirement.
Right.
Huh?
My brother got
Yeah.
I
Mr.
love
Daryl
him.
Lewis
I missed him.
definitely came out and did some things for them people yesterday, baby.
Well, who was he competing against?
So
who was
he
the
was
female?
competing against Miss Jessica,
His student.
his student.
Oh, she'll smoke him with no problem.
And
He taught her everything he knows.
He sure did teach her. You almost caught me too. She sure but Jessica is amazing.
She is.
Amazing
I love her
young
attitude.
lady. Yeah. She just got out there
And
did her. You know. I just remember standing at the crowd, just standing at the end of the ring, and I didn't even know she was there. That's what really shocked me. But when that music came on,
you know her music.
You know her music.
It's like that Eye Tiger music.
And you know Gandhi's music. You know Gandhi's stuff when it leads into things. And man, Jessica put on a lovely show for the people. And if there's young ladies out there who slacking a little bit of confidence, that's somebody that you guys can look up to and believe that she is a warrior. In the ring, she's a warrior outside the ring. She's a battler. But her and Gandhi definitely got to put on the show. She did the weapons, he did the forms.
Please tell me she won, because I'm sure she looked better than him. He was retired and he's old.
She won the Grand Championship jacket?
Yes.
She won the Grand Championship
Congratulations.
jacket. Yeah, Jessica won the Grand Championship jacket.
Congratulations, baby girl.
It was amazing. And I'm sure Gandhi loved every moment of it too.
Absolutely.
To be competing, against your student, but not against your student,
Absolutely. If I had to lose, and I'm not saying lose like he lost and didn't perform to the best of his ability, but it's like being his child almost, someone that he's promoted, he's seen all the way through the ranks, from white belt to black belt, them compete against you and to lose or to not come out on top. I wouldn't want to have it any other way but to my student or my child or something like that.
That probably would have been pretty cool if I'd have got to fight my instructor at a tournament back in the day.
No,
not,
I don't
not like, I'm gonna beat him, but just to make it to that point, to get to that level, and to get to the people that was at the level of.
I can't say that. You know why? Because here in Texas, we was whipping eggs.
Yeah.
And I've always considered myself as a tough, strong girl. But as far as karate, I had to get to that point.
Oh yeah.
And what I saw at the level, what I think you're referring to and what you're saying, when my instructor was still competing and fighting, would have been, I told you, I saw him and Pete Ramirez, Alex's uncle, and Ishmael, my instructor, fight in a point fight. I think it was young fighters versus old school fighters, and they fought. And Pete Ramirez, besides Jamon, is the only person, well, let's say the first person I saw do back leg hook kicks. And he caught Ishmael with at least two, I want to say two, but Ishmael being who he was, changing into the kickboxing and standing there, and Ishmael comes on, and I literally think Pete won by 1 point or maybe two because of one kick that he got. But that was one of the best fights as a child, watching my instructor compete. And I think I was probably like a green belt, literally. So back to what you said, I would not want to fight at that era. Even with Linda, she was still competing. I was not ready for any of that. Even watching, I named some other women. Danielle, she's older than me. Eva, who's older than me by a year, so not much. I, at that moment, don't think I could have competed with my instructor. Now, as I got older teenage years, and I was already a black belt maybe, being smarter, not smarter, but faster because he was a kickboxer and knowing the difference of point fighting, maybe then. Those early years, I don't think, it took me a while to gain the right type
of... I'm talking about like Jessica going against Gandhi, adults, both black belts.
And how old is Jessica? Give me an idea.
Jessica is 37. So Gandhi's only a few years older than
me. Not much. Okay, so that's like me and Jennifer then, maybe competing against each other.
It'd be more like
Eva beat me, I told you. Well, I don't know if I told the karate world, but my first tournament as a gold belt was, I want to say Mike Tucker's tournament or Al Cross's tournament.
That damn Mike Tucker. No, I'm messing.
And I fought Eva, and she won first, I got second. My very first tournament and trophy that I ever won, I slept with that trophy for about 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
In my bed, and I took it to school with me. It was my very first karate trophy.
Damn,
I think, I know I lost to Eva. because she beat me. And my first thought was, who is this Mexican girl and where does she come from? Because I didn't know who she was. I had never seen her before. And then over time, I realized not only is she good, she was good at form, she was good at weapons, she was good at all of that. So
y'all gotta excuse me on this one because I got a question for her.
let's
So,
go.
so that karate trophy was the first man you actually slept with?
Actually, back then we had a lady on top.
No, I'm messing. I just had to get her on that one.
No, we used to like the trophies, and honestly, since you asked me that, we used to get ladies on top of there.
Really?
Yes, we had a female trophy versus a male trophy.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes, there were women, what do you call it, figures.
Michigan, it wasn't equal. Like it was the man
had
trophy, man versus man on the top of it, or it was gonna be one man.
No, I can't actually say that it was my very first trophy when I told you I fought with Eva, but I know by the time I got to advance and black belt, because I used to compete against Ebony.
Oh yeah, Ebony Adams.
In forms, I know that we used to have women as our top
Oh,
figure.
wow.
Yes, sir. So I remember that, and that was the main thing. After a while, you started to get the light up trophies. The
So
6
you
foot
own
trophies.
motors,
Hey, put some women
giving
up
trophies. I heard they make a woman's piece on the top of it. You fuckers better make sure that y'all being equally
there.
given.
I mean, you know what? It's nothing wrong with giving women the exact same awards that men get, because I do feel like we're equal, but I also feel like we're different. And when I say different, we're women, they're men. We do the exact same things. We breathe. Our DNA may be a little bit different, but in general, I think that women awards should stand out. And I don't mean stand out and be more sparkly or bedazzled, but just be a little bit more different because we are women.
Oh yeah.
And I think that you should do that.
Well, I think the only way it's gonna happen means let's redo it.
Hey, I'm working on it. All you ladies out there, I'm working on my virtual.
Oh yeah.
list.
Let me get a quick 2 minutes of your time for that.
Yes,
So,
sir.
do anybody need to contact you about that woman's virtual fight tour?
You can. Again, I have only been talking to Jesse about some things, and he's given me the, let's say, okay to kind of see what women are willing to, juniors, because I definitely want to put the junior girls out there. I have no specific fighting matchups as of yet. I do have ideas of the women or the junior girls I want to reach out to. We have no date. We have nothing set in stone yet. Give me a little time. I know that I need to talk to Jesse a little bit more about the number of fights.
Have you set a month?
No, sir. We have not even done that much.
But we know that 2021, no.
Can't tell you that either.
Okay.
I know that he's having one on the 20th of November.
Y'all make sure that y'all go
Yes,
ahead and
sir.
get ready for that, because I see Fast Feet fighting on it.
Yes,
I
sir.
see Fast Feet
Robbie
fighting
fighting on
Robbie and JP main event fight.
Yes, sir.
But
I see
Fast
that.
Feet fighting on it. I know that shit's gonna be crazy.
Now, that's the most
3 rounds in the cage with Fast Feet. You better be protecting yourself. Ask Greg
Absolutely.
White.
Absolutely. But I think what I do think is it's towards the end of the year, and the way that I have a vision of this running thing, a stacked main card. And when I say main card, from top to bottom, whether I get 1,000 fights or just 5 fights, I know it's going to be stacked with the competition. And I also want to pick the proper judges, and I want only lady judges. So,
So you need to give you a few months.
yes, I need some time. I need to talk to some people. I do have some ideas of the type of fighting I want to do. I want to do women's teams along with the women's main event.
Y'all better be listening and taking notes, because don't ask me shit about it. I don't know. This is her idea.
This is my idea, and Jesse was gracious enough to listen to it, and he wants to have something himself. He'd already told me that, for women and to promote women. And I just was like, okay, that's great. I would just like to have a chance to be involved in it. So it's just the beginning stages. No, my brother has no say so on
input,
what, no input.
Hey, this is you gonna use.
Yes,
None of that.
he has no idea what's going on. If you are interested, and this is interested, junior girls only, adult women only, of all ages, seniors, adults, juniors, children, whatever you are, please, if you want to reach out to me, that's fine. If you have my email, it's my name, Regina, Regena Thompson, THOMPSON at yahoo.com, or on Facebook. No, I'm not giving my phone number out. So too many people.
Elizabeth, Little Mimi, Faith.
We got so many.
Y'all asses better reach out. Y'all better not miss y'all time.
And it's gonna be, I expect it to be bomb diggity. So if it doesn't happen, let's say December, which I'm not sure it will, look for us in January, at the latest February, because I'm gonna get this going.
Gang. Female gang. February.
And
maybe.
it's ladies only. I don't want any parents. If it's a parent that reaches out to me about your female daughter or child or student, I would prefer it be the female, the mother. I prefer it be the female instructor, and that's a preference only because I want this show to be about women making it work. It's nothing against the men, because you guys are great.
13, 14, 15, and I know you run around with a social media, you better reach out yourself if you want to fight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't have your parents talking for you.
Absolutely. If you're a teenager or a young adult, you can reach out to me. But if you're a child, and when I say child, if you're 12 and under, I would like to hear from your female parent or your instructor that's a female, just so we can talk and make this happen from all levels on a woman's level, a female level.
Y'all heard it from the best right there. Y'all heard it from her. She's getting it together. Y'all got any questions? Y'all need to reach out to her. Not me, because I don't know nothing. And if I had to tell her that y'all came after me, I'm going to be telling her, fussing at her, like, get your people and shit. They bothering me, and I don't have no information.
Forward the message to
I don't like to get questioned about nothing I don't know nothing about, okay?
And you girls don't want to, ladies, you don't want to reach out to him because he may forget. And then I want to make sure I don't forget anybody, and everybody's going to be included. We're going to start finalizing this. I'm going to start reaching out to people. If I reach out to you, you're interested, great. If you're not, great. Just please give me an answer, respond, and let me know so we can move on and kind of get this going.
Big shout out to Avery and Morgan for being the WKC overall winners.
Congratulations.
Next week, we're going to bring y'all some story tales on those fights that went on down there, because I heard some good shit, and I want to be able to have some time to break some of that down. And,
absolutely.
And give a shout out to the countries who was able to come and represent their country over in Orlando last week. So big shout out to the listeners.
And congratulations to everyone.
Of course, all the gold winners, all the gold medal winners.
Correct.
All the silver medal winners, all the no medal winners.
Some won more than once. They won 3 and 4 times in a row. So that's great. Congratulations.
For sure,
Us.
Okay, so guys, we're ready to get into our quotes of the day. I'm gonna bust y'all open, because I found some shit today.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, enlighten me, brother.
I will, because I know God be listening. He be listening to me. I ain't gonna talk about that yet.
Oh Lord.
But I bet
to each his own.
Not around here. That's gonna be on another day. I gotta first talk to Travis about that, but then I'll see if it's okay to talk to y'all about that. But right now, I ain't gonna talk about that. Big shout out to Rev. Rev left me something special on the board today. You aren't lazy. That's the title. You aren't lazy, just paralyzed by too many desires. Your mind wants 1,000 things at a time. That is keeping you in a She don't know.
You don't either.
Me neither. I suppose I had looked it up. Perpetual cycle of discontentment and unhappiness.
Perpetual.
Yes.
That's the word, perpetual.
So you guys heard that.
One more time for the good time.
Because I know we froze for a minute. Our camera started getting a little static.
We were sounding out the letters.
I ain't got my glasses on either.
I have mine.
You aren't lazy, just paralyzed by too many desires. Your mind wants 1,000 things at a time. That is keeping you in a perpetual cycle of discontentment and unhappiness. You guys, stop telling yourselves you're lazy. You just got a bunch of things you're trying to get done, and your mind is sending you 1,000 places at one time. Slow down for a moment. tell people they need to start writing daily goals down. Write your goals down daily. What you're trying to reach daily. Help you with your weekly and help you with your monthly.
Absolutely.
Okay. My last one. Hey, I like this one too. I'm gonna put this on the shirt. Rev, can I have this and put this on the shirt? You're not gonna give me copyright now, you.
He gonna charge you. He want 10%, 20%.
Oh Lord, Pastor.
Tag it. That's what you gotta do.
I got you.
That's it.
People will come back in your life after they get disappointed by people they thought were better than you. Damn. That's funny.
One more.
People will come back in your life after they get disappointed by people they thought were better than you.
That means the grass is not greener on the other side.
Y'all better believe it.
Hey.
What you got for me, sis?
I got one.
Of course.
And this one, again, you know me, I like to use things that kind of touch home and make me feel, whether it's about me or it's about someone or something going on in my life. And this one says, and I might have read this, I don't think I have, but I know I've seen it before.
If it came back, that means God, you need to say it again.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Because I felt it and it touched me in the same manner. If I've seen it before or saw it, it touched me. Some people are hurting so bad, you have to do more than preach a message to them. You have to be the message.
Oh, yeah. And actually, you read that in the last month, so that's good.
Yes.
So that means God telling some of y'all, somebody out there listening, that was for y'all personally, for
Absolutely.
real. Say it again one more time.
One more time for the good time. Some people are hurting so bad, you have to do more than preach a message to them. You have to be the message to them.
I heard that.
That's it. Lead by example.
Lead by example. Black belt mentality.
Absolutely. And if you can't lead, step aside and follow, but follow a good example.
A good leader.
That's it.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
That's it.
We're trying to finish watching these Astros
win.
Pull this game out for the Houston
Yes,
squad.
they got to.
I'm a Detroit person. The only reason why I like Houston because they had got my picture from Detroit.
Well, y'all at home. Y'all didn't even make it in the playoffs.
That's okay. Y'all better pull it out because I'm here now. I'm here now. Now, once again, guys, appreciate it for tuning in to us. Big shout out to our sponsors, Trav, CTE, VTF, or VFT. What is it?
Virtual Fight Tour.
Yeah,
My brother
VFT.
Jesse. That's it.
VFT.
That's it. Thank y'all for listening. We'll
CTE.
see y'all on Sunday.
Lump and Mimi. Y'all see it? We in the building.
Mimi and Lump.
All right, guys. I'll say two.
Peace out, pimpin'.